Hey, Webmug World Entertainment, and of course, Man of Tomorrow is going to be on its way in 2027, and it's to start filming next year. And now we're getting rumours of two other characters who may appear in this. Now, the sources aren't all that reliable, but we're going to have a look anyway, because if this is true, it leads to a big problem, I think, in the eyes of the fan base, because it's been done before and it was a mistake to do it that early. You're probably already guessing it, but there's two articles, one about this female character and then another talking about something else, but also talks about this a little bit. So we'll start off with the first one that came out, which was about the female character who, yes, is rumored to be Wonder Woman. So it's saying here, Man of Tomorrow is gearing up to start filming in April of 2026. The movie is expected to open up the DCU in a significant way with its introduction of Brainiac, played by Lars Eidinger, whom David Corenswet's Superman and Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor will reluctantly team up against. The movie is also rumored to be introducing a mysterious character, which could have big ramifications for DC Studios' Ascent franchise. In November, Nexus Point News reported that the sequel was looking to cast a new female hero described as a warrior with a strong physique. DC Studios was said to be looking for a tall actress in her late 20s. The outlet believes the role to be that of Wonder Woman, who is slated to get her own DCU film, penned by Supergirl scriber Anna Nogueira, or however the hell you pronounce it. By the way, Supergirl is basically this girl's first actual movie that she's written. All she's done was written a short before that, all the way back in 2018, so keep that in mind. So despite the speculation, the character remains a mystery. If a new rumor is to be believed, however, there could be an announcement coming soon regarding the part. Now, that part jumps then into this part that dropped out from the same place. So, Man of Tomorrow appears to be a big step forward for the DC universe on screen. The film will introduce Brainiac for the first time in Superman's theatrical career, and there's a lot of speculation it will also feature Wonder Woman's live-action debut. That way they've worded that is a mistake. That should say her live-action debut in the DCU, because, of course, Wonder Woman has already had live-action debuts, not once but twice, with the original series with Linda Carter, and then, of course, the movies. So, I don't know why it's worded that way. So, leading up to her upcoming movie, now, the Superman follow-up is rumored to feature another intriguing sounding character. In an ex-Q&A, Apocalyptic Horseman claimed that a mysterious female hero rumored to be in Man of Tomorrow, believed to be Wonder Woman, would be cast in the next month. Going from that, the Scooper went on to claim that a big male character is currently being cast for the movie. Though he is unsure about whether or not said new player is a hero, he will reportedly show up in other DCU projects down the line. So this is what he wrote on that one. There's a big male supporting character too. Not sure if it's a hero, but it's someone who'll reappear in future projects. Wish I had more details. So that's what he said about that one on X. Now here's where the unreliable part comes from. It's worth mentioning that in November, Scooper Daniel Richmond claimed that Man of Tomorrow was looking for a major male character, saying there is also a major new male character they are casting for the Man of Tomorrow. So some theorize he was meant to be Steve Trevor, but DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn quickly debunked that one on social media. It's unclear whether the character mentioned by Horseman or Richmond is the same, but it seems to be the case. I'd also just like to point out, for people who aren't quite aware, probably recognize the name Steve Trevor, that was Wonder Woman's love interest, if you remember. Played in the movies by Chris Pine. So the fact that the character is described as big and that he is meant to show up in other projects points to him being an important presence in the franchise. Though that's admittedly little information to go on, the description, if accurate, could fit Batman. While his starring vehicle, The Brave and the Bold, has faced a slow development process, things seem to be picking up for it in a significant way, which there is another video I'll be doing on that one. So, versus hearing that a big male character, now the idea of them trying to put the idea that he's big, it sounds like they're talking about physique when they kind of are describing that down below. But is it going to be Batman? I highly doubt it, because at this stage, James Gunn has already written the script. It's ready to go for, or at least from what we understand, it's meant to be ready to go for this movie. He still has talked about that he can't crack Batman, and that Batman is a big issue for him. So to stick him in this movie, it's highly unlikely. However, here's the thing that I'm talking about where I said this would be a mistake. If the female character is Wonder Woman, and if this male character, supposing there is actually a big female character and a big male character, remember these are rumors, so take it all with a grain of salt, but if these two characters are in this movie, and if those two characters do turn out to be Batman and Wonder Woman, well, congratulations, James Gunn. You've just done the exact same thing Zack Snyder has done, by you introduced your first movie as Superman, and then your follow-up to Superman is basically Superman 2, even though it won't technically be that, even though it is. You're doing basically a BVS again, because BVS introduced Batman and Wonder Woman, and now it sounds like you could be doing the exact same thing again. Oh look, our next movie with Superman, we're putting Batman and Wonder Woman in there. Now again, I highly doubt that the male character, should there be this big male character, will be Batman. Especially when it's described as he will appear in other DCU franchises or movies or something. That doesn't really sound like it would be Batman, because you'd think it would be he will have his own movie and show up in other things. Plus, you don't want to overuse Batman in that way. Which is also funny because, like, look, in the next week or so, next few days, I'm sure James Gunn will probably come out and debunk half this stuff, or at least he will say it's debunked. Do we believe him or not? Who knows? Because you know the guy is lying when his lips are moving. But it's the case of, he has already described the idea of Batman. You have to have a reason for him to exist in this universe and stuff like that. You can't just shovel him in because it's Batman. If that's his approach to doing Batman, he's hardly going to start just dropping Batman in everything after Batman makes his first appearance, because that doesn't quite add up to what he's saying. Who else could the big character be? Don't know. Could be another Green Lantern, could be Aquaman, could be anybody, could be Cyborg, Flash, we don't know. At this stage, this is all rumor, but I think if it is Wonder Woman and if it is Batman, you're just making the exact same mistakes again that they did with the DCEU by shoveling all this stuff right in your face immediately. No building to it or anything. Only time will tell, but what do you guys think? Do you think Wonder Woman is going to show up in this? Do you think Batman is going to show up in this? And do you think it would be a massive mistake to put them in there? Do let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit the hype button, check out memberships. You know what to do, you beautiful people. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.